All right. I think it's right to say this, but I truly believe that LR Milum single-handedly had ruined Grand Cross. And not just Grand Cross in general. I believe in like PvP, LR Milum has pretty much been a mistake of a character being the first summonable, LR character. Technically, you do have to still go through the event to LR her. But again, she is a character who starts off being an LR after you summon her. And you do the event to get the LR material, which is technically free because it was like a collab event. But this character was just absolutely broken because again, she just had so many advantages at being like, especially offensive and defensive advantages, that it was literally almost impossible to stop this character. And even today, a character who just came out like last year, she is still dominating festival level characters. She is destroying Dark Mael. She is destroying King Indian. She is destroying New Year's Meliodas and Liz. That's just how powerful this Milum is. And we gonna break down all of her brokenness right now through the forum as you're gonna look through her skills. And I'm gonna break down everything she does just so you can understand why is this character so good. So as you can see right here, we have the forum pretty much going through over obviously her skills. So let's read this out loud. So it says, at the start of the battle, applies 2 stacks of dragon power on the hero, then dragon protection for 3 turns, and increases allies defensive stats by 20% for each stack of the dragon power on self. So if she starts off the match, your whole team gets 40% defensive stats. Or not your team, it's your team. Gets 40% defensive stats just for her existing with those two purple stacks. And then one instance of dragon power is removed each time an ally uses a skill or the hero take damage, which means if she uses a skill or obviously take damage, she's gonna have an easier time of removing those stacks to get her Dragon Rage, which is her best ability. And then you can see additionally all stats of the hero increase by 7% each time a stack of dragon power is lost. So every time she loses those purple stacks, her stats just keep increasing. I know, it's crazy. And then once it's all removed, Dragon Rage is applied for 3 turns. And then obviously once it is over, obviously you get back to dragon power. But again, if you don't know what all those things are, you got dragon protection, which it pretty much gives you damage taken from all target skills, 40% minus. So you get 40% defensive stats for your entire team, and you also get damage reduction for all target skills or AoEs, which is crazy. And then this hero becomes immune to stat decrease effects. So you can't lower her stats at all. Why? Like, bro, why is she immune to stat decreasing? And then you have dragon power. Oh, that's just talking about dragon power. We have dragon rage. That's the main thing we want to talk about, which is plus 40% attack related stats. It ignores 100% of the target crit resistance. 100%. So she's just guaranteed to crit you. And when using all target attack skills except ultimate moves, inflicts additional damage equal to 40% of final damage. And obviously this is depending on your dupes, because if you look at her AoE, which you probably seen multiple times, is her AoE, and that's why you wondering why you get blasted so easily. It says inflicting raging gale, which is 2 times crit damage increase. So she lowers your crit resistance by 100%, which means she's guaranteed a crit on this AoE. And then she ignores the enemy resistance. So not only is she ignoring your crit resistance, but she's also ignoring your resistance as well. So the only thing you have to protect you is your raw defense and then your raw crit defense. Nothing else can protect you from that AoE damage. And you also have skill damage dealt plus 50% if the Dragon Rage is an effect actives on self, which is pretty much all the time. And obviously you got her single target, which also hits pretty hard. But again, the AoE is mostly what you're usually going to see. And then you also have the extra passive that is tied to the ultimate. Obviously the ultimate, the passive is tied to the ultimate depending on your dupe level, because Here what it says, and this is probably the one thing you guys probably always be annoyed about, is that 1 damage tick. So we're gonna explain what it does. So while the hero is in battle, if an allied hero dies due to enemy skill use during the enemy's turn, or if an enemy hero dies due to the effect of the hero skill, the hero gains 1 stack of Dragon Rampage for each fallen hero, up to a maximum of 6 stacks. This effect lasts 3 turns. Now, if you don't know what Dragon Rampage is, it says single target skill damage is plus 50%. So now your single target is gonna get a little boost. And additional damage equal to 100% of target increase HP. That is crazy. And then sets all incoming damage. Let me repeat again. It will set all incoming damage from this attack during the enemy's turns to 1. To 1. Anything. It doesn't say exclude ultimates. It doesn't say nothing. It says, yo, so if you ult her while she has this Dragon Rampage, which is that it's that little flame debuff, or not debuff, buff, then your damage will be 1, no matter what it is. It can be a 6 out of 6 ultimate. If that thing is still up, 1. And then again, it says stat count decreased by 1 each time this hero uses a skill, or this hero takes damage from an enemy skill use on enemy turn. So yeah, and then you have the part of the passive, which obviously it's the whale part of the passive, which you can see depending on how many dupes level you had, you're able to stack up more. So I think mine's like level 4, so I got 5. And I also have my additional damage of Dragon Rampage to be 70%, which I think is this part of the passive. Where is that? Yeah, I think it's this part of the passive, if I'm not mistaken. So that is crazy. And yeah, you can just see how broken this character is. And I didn't even talk about her Holy Relic. I don't think it shows it right here, but her Holy Relic pretty much makes it so she has type advantage against anything. Yeah, that's all her Holy Relic does, is it allow her to have a type advantage against anybody. So you could be blue, she has type advantage, which is an additional damage you take as well, because again, it's an attribute advantage. So you can be blue, you're gonna take additional damage, not additional, but additive damage because of it being an attribute advantage. Green, same thing. Red character, same thing. Light character, same thing. Dark character, same thing. She just hits so hard. Okay, that's pretty much the whole basic of this, is that she hits so hard, she will destroy any team. And the unfortunate thing about this type of character is that she is on the unknown team. If you look at the unknown roster, this unknown roster is god tier, bro. Like, you have Nanashi, who's giving you 30% base stats. You have what's her name? Is she up here? Green Camilla, who's obviously she doesn't give you as much base stats as Nanashi, but she gives you those attack related stats and abilities and stuff like that, allowing you to hit really, really hard. Obviously, and Pierce. That Pierce is always important. You have the new Queen Hail, which now gives you the retrogression buff to kind of make sure Milum does not die. You have LR Merlin, who's not only is a very hard character to kill off, but she also has her part of her passive where she can help out your team and apply infects. You have Demiurge who can apply those debuffs as well too. You just have a list of characters. Balder, oh my god, Balder is also a really good character. Gother, ranking up your hand can be really good. It's just so many good characters. Like, you would think like Unknowns is terrible because you probably don't see it as much as you do. Well, you probably see Hell, because Hell Fraudulent is still a broken team, but you probably don't see it as often as the fairy team. So you might think that Unknown is pretty bad, but no, Unknown is really, really powerful. And again, the only unfortunate thing when it comes to a character like this, who is a collab, is that it's a collab. So the likelihood of this character returning ever again is very unlikely, man. Because again, you can only have so many limited spots for collabs, and for majority of players, we either be wanting like a hype collab or a new collab that could be super hype. Again, we saw that with Tower of God. We got that as a rerun. Lies that it was a hype collab, but the people excited for. What was a recent collab? Oh, Imminent Shadow, a pretty good hype one that people been wanting for a long time. And then who you hoping for the next collab that we will probably get like solo leveling, hopefully. But we'll have to see what the devs do. But yeah, that's the unfortunate thing, is that when you have a character like LR Milum who is just so broken, you see her all the time, you just be thinking to yourself like, bro, when is she coming back? And honestly, the answer is probably never. Or if she does come back, it'll probably be too late, and she will probably be outdated, which is always unfortunate. It's the same thing with Shadow, or like it's the same thing with the Fairy team, where you have obviously King Deanne needing like Beta, Alpha, and then you also have, you know, Shadow. The Tower of God collab was pretty good too, with Zeno and Yua. But yeah, you know, that's the only unfortunate thing that collab units always have happen, is that the characters be so good, so amazing, that they could last a long time in terms of PvE. Like PvE, they be looking like really, really powerful in PvE, because again, they just all do different specific things. And that's sometimes the kind of the crutch that we always have when it comes to collab characters, is that they never make a summonable character that acts like a collab, right? You never will see a LR Milum in a 70 Deadly Sins character. You will never see that. Okay, you'll never see a Shadow in a 70 Deadly Sins character. So these characters are always unique. When I think back in the old days of Grand Cross, they used to do like characters who kind of similarly are kind of like similar with each other, but not too crazy. Like I know how what was it? I think it was like Green Freya, where Green Freya kind of does the same thing as Elaine in terms of that charm effect. But they kind of changed it up a little bit, where I think Elaine does like attack lowering, while Green Freya does I think damage reduction. I think it's damage reduction for her. So kind of doing like similar stuff, but obviously doing different things in terms of the effect. You know, you'll never see a character where it's gonna be like pretty much the same. But again, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know, do you think LR Milum was a team or a character that pretty much ruined Grand Cross? Let me know in the comments. And this Marilli, guys, I'm out. Peace.